This is a course that hundreds of people have purchased in the past, and the retail price was $199. And Gary said, you know what? Everyone is, going through a tough time. What can I do to make a difference? And so let me just give you kind of a sneak peek on what we're going to talk about today. This Mouthguard project, using a baseball analogy, is like a grand slam. It's not a single. And I know dentists, do a lot of things on a day-to-day basis to grow their practice. And once in a while, Gary stumbles on these, I call them $1 million ideas, because this particular project, over so many years, probably has made him more than $1 million. I think the return on investment is like 100x to what he ends up spending every year on this project.
In the gift that we're providing for our listeners, and again, it's a free Mouthguard course. We've sold this for $190. We've done that, for years, and it's been our best-selling course. Well, we decided, you know what, in the era of COVID, with cash flow being a crunch, let's just give it away. It's free. And in this course, there's 3 different videos, and I brought my client, Greg Pitts. Greg played football, 4-year starter for BYU. A 4-year starter for Brigham Young University. He has 4 bowl game rings from going to bowl games in the 4 years he played for BYU. Greg is my talent on this course, because here's why. Greg makes the mouthguards today for Brigham Young University, for it's Utah Valley University, UVU, which started out as a community college and now it's a 4-year college. And he also makes them for 3 local high schools. He and his team make over 1,000 mouthguards a year, over 1,000 mouthguards a year. I couldn't think of anyone more qualified to talk about all the details, like how do you make them, what materials do you need, and all that sort of thing. I did the math on this. Last year we spent about $1,000 on the materials to make the mouthguards, about $1,000. Now, it does require a little bit more higher powered suck down machine. We use a Great Lakes Orthodontics thermal suck down machine. That's about $2,200. We've long since paid for that, so I didn't have to invest in that again. If it's the first year you're doing it, you'll have to invest in that. But once you've got that paid for it, your only real expense is these materials. It's about $1,000. And last year we did $101,000 worth of dentistry on the patients that came in from the Mouthguard project. And that was just first generation. What I mean by first generation, Aaron, is that, let's say I'm a patient and I come in and I've had a great experience, and then I bring my wife, Therese, in, and then Therese brings 5 of her yoga teachers in. We only count me as the first generation. We don't bother. So Therese would count as a referral from me. Right. So the source of her would be referral from me. And then the 5 yoga teachers that come in from her would be counted as a referral from Therese. So even though I could argue that all of that came in from the Mouthguard, but notice how conservatively we're counting it. And that's the kind of results we've seen all over the country. It's about a $500 Mouthguard. Yeah. When he first offered to make it for this young lady, she's in her early 20s and she had been a patient, and he said, "Hey, I'd like to make you a custom mouthguard, to protect her teeth in those roller derby matches." And she said, "Doc, I just can't afford it." And he said, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't explain this right." He goes, I mean, I would make it for you for free, and I would love to make it for your team members." And her eyes got as big as saucers. And she said, "By the way, Doc, you know how much?" She's a professional. "Do you know how much money we make?" And he said, "No, I don't have any idea." And she said, $25 a game, $25, a game. So it's professional, but needless to say, that's not how they make their living. And he made it for these 20 team members, and they are literally like 20 raving fans in their community telling everyone that you need to go to my dentist because my dentist is absolutely amazing.
What happens on that day, and then what's the benefit you guys get out of it? I know you had, we threw out 100x. So I just wanted to kind of bring it all back. Yeah. But I totally get it, because when you have 20 fans and their parents are going to be fans, now their cousins are going to be fans. Everyone who watches that game is going to be a fan. So I just wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper and talk about that day when everyone comes in.
When I think of how this project has impacted my own practice and clients all over the world, this has literally been a grand slam. When it comes to use some baseball terminology, this has been a grand slam in terms of the benefits to the practices that have done this, and we want to share it with you.